You find a perfect camp just before sunset. Soft grass, golden peaks, and a river shining below. Lovely. Until darkness arrives, the river sounds louder, the wind turns cold, and the flat patch suddenly feels like a poor decision. Alright, I'm Sharjeel Shahid and with me is Abdullah Bilal. Today we're asking a simple question: where should you actually sleep in the mountains?
Because the best looking campsite is not always the best campsite. I'm Abdullah, and I've learned that a dramatic view is brilliant for 5 minutes. A tent that stays dry and secure all night is brilliant for much longer.
Exactly. Before unpacking, we use three quick questions. Look up, look down, look around. It's only a first assessment, never a guarantee. Check the weather, listen to local advice, follow official warnings, and change your plan when the conditions are uncertain.
Right. The mountain does not award extra points for sleeping beside the most dramatic drop.
First, lift your eyes. Look above the tent site for loose cliffs, crumbling slopes, falling stones, overhanging branches, and anything that could move after rain, melting snow, or a strong gust. A steep slope above you might look impressive in a photograph, but it is a terrible roof for a sleeping bag.
That's fair. And look for the routes those hazards might take. A broad, bare strip down a mountainside can look like a convenient flat route.
Wait, back up. So even if it's completely dry, it could still be dangerous?
Exactly. It may be an avalanche path, a rockfall line, or a seasonal water channel. If the mountain has used that strip as a route before, it can use it again. Look for fresh debris, broken branches, and scars on the slope. And exposed ridgelines? Wonderful views, but sudden wind, cold and lightning can make them miserable.
Although I'm not convinced every high viewpoint should be rejected, I once found a stable, sheltered ridge that was calmer than the hollow below.
And that's the useful distinction. A stable, sheltered viewpoint is not the same as an exposed crest. If the forecast is settled, the ground is secure, and local people know the area, it may work. But if you cannot say where you would go when the wind rises, you do not camp there. A calm sunset is not a forecast.
That rule I'll take. Don't just ask, is it beautiful? Ask, what happens if the weather changes?
Now walk the ground. Don't judge it from one standing position. Feel for hidden stones, roots, holes, and soft patches. You want firm ground for pegs with just enough slope for drainage, not enough to send your sleeping bag sliding into the tent wall.
I also check for signs that water has been there. Damp soil, smooth stones, flattened grass, a line of sticks, or a channel cut through gravel can all tell a story. Never camp in a riverbed, beside a stream, or in a dry wash just because it looks flat. Rain higher up the valley can arrive when your own sky is still blue.
Stay close enough to collect water responsibly, but well away from the bank. The right distance depends on the ground, season, and local guidance. And animal tracks or droppings matter too. Avoid blocking livestock or wildlife routes and keep food secured.
Then turn in a slow circle. Which way is the wind coming from? Will morning sunlight dry the tent? Is there shelter without putting you beneath loose rock? And where will you cook?
Away from the tent fabric, dry grass, and anything flammable. A controlled stove is often easier than an open fire, but local rules and current conditions come first. Never leave a flame unattended.
And check whose ground it is. That grassy patch could be private land, a field, a grazing area, or cultivated land. Ask permission where appropriate, follow local instructions, and never flatten crops for a better photograph.
Ahan. Responsible travel begins before the kettle boils. Use an existing durable surface where possible. Avoid fragile plants. Keep noise down near homes and villages. And pack out every scrap of rubbish, including food scraps.
Even the tiny bits. A goat is not your waste management team.
Before sleep, do the test that most people skip. Imagine it's dark, raining, and you're exhausted. Can you find your shoes and head torch? Are the tent doors closed and the pegs secure? Do you know the route out without heading towards the river? Loose slope or steep drop?
Shoes, torch, warm layer and first aid kit. Same place every night.
And the route out?
Especially the route out. Nobody wants a midnight treasure hunt beneath 3 sleeping bags.
Finally, if rain starts, stones move. The wind becomes dangerous or local advice changes. Leave for safer ground. A cancelled camp is far better than a heroic story nobody enjoys telling.
So, firm ground, no waterways, no unstable slopes, sensible wind shelter, permission where needed, careful cooking, and no rubbish left behind.
Look up, look down, look around, and imagine the sight in darkness and rain. Check the forecast, ask locally, and trust your judgment. The perfect photograph is never worth ignoring a changing mountain. Subscribe to Travel Dairy and visit our site for destination notes, route planning ideas, and more practical guides to northern Pakistan. Thanks for traveling with us. And remember, sleep where the mountain says yes.